As a small business, are you wondering how to sell your products at good markets? So today I'm going to talk to you about trying to find good markets to sell your products at as a small business. Being a small business, especially new, it can be really hard to find some of these better markets to sell your products at. When you're starting up, you're going to see that there is a lot of markets that you can choose from. It's going to be hard to pick. It's going to be confusing at times, and you're going to wonder which one's best for me and, of course, my business. You'll definitely want to try and find a market that works best for you, but also one for your products that you sell. I'm sure some of you have already been to some markets already that have been quite slow and honestly dead. I know it can be very discouraging to new businesses starting up, going to these markets where not many people are showing up and you're not making very many sales at all. I even know with some, it can be so discouraging. They think this small business kind of entrepreneurship thing is just not cut out for them. Well, that's just not true. There's so many markets to choose from. It's hard to know which ones to go to. And hopefully today I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks, hopefully some small little tidbits of info that can help you choose a good market for your small business. The first kind of thing that can help you get to a better market would be research. Research can be from looking on Facebook pages for local markets in your area, Instagram pages where there's a lot of them out there kind of promoting, and even reaching out to local businesses about markets, and reach out to local makers. Find them on Instagram, Facebook, maybe even their websites. There's a lot of Facebook pages that'll have local businesses posting in them. You could even reach out to some of them through there, ask them a question about a market you may have been thinking of attending. Maybe they have attended it last year, or they already know the people running it, and they could definitely give you some great information in regards to the event. Also, another great way to kind of get to know if a market's going to be right for you is attend it first as a customer. Walk around, see how the layout is, see how businesses are, talk to them, ask some questions, see the marketing of the building, just see how it looks and how well attended it is. Secondly it'd be good to know is, where does your money go? Do you get a table set up? How does your booth kind of setup look? Is it just an average booth? Some event organizers will give you your area plus a table. So you just have to bring like a table cover and your products, of course. You also want to know the marketing. Are they doing sponsored ads online? Are they getting it out into local newspapers? Even leading up to the event, do they have signs that are out there just saying what is going to be going on this weekend, let's say? And I'd say lastly, with your money, you would also just want to know where the venue is and how the whole setup of the venue will look. There can be community center setups, there can be nice big setups in fields down by a lake, there can be ones right deep in the city or outside of libraries, the list goes on. You can kind of see and get a feel of how the venue will look once you know, of course, where it's going to be. So that's just like the little tidbits there to know where your money goes. You want to know about the marketing, your booth setup look, how much area you get, do you get a table, etc. And then also you want to know how the venue is going to be set up, how it's going to look, is there going to be decorations, stuff like that. You'll also want to definitely make sure, is there going to be other businesses there that are similar to yours? This definitely can create a huge impact. As say you're a soap company, if you're at a venue with 40 vendors and 10 of you sell soap, it's going to be hard for all of you to make good sales, because everyone who attends that venue who loves soaps might already check some of the other soap people out before they get to you, or vice versa. Or some customers will just do a walk around the whole kind of venue first, and then they're going to have 10 different soap makers to choose from, and they're not going to buy from all 10. So this definitely can affect your sales negatively. I also love to check, this isn't necessarily needed per se, but I found a lot of good venues and stuff will supply live music, food vendors or food trucks, and of course, easy access parking and washrooms. A good venue that offers those things is gonna set you up for a nice day where most likely people are gonna come. And if they do come, they're gonna stay for a while. They'll have a spot to listen to music, They'll have a spot to even eat food, possibly sit down and eat, walk around, and then bathrooms so they know they can stay for a while. If they have to go to the bathroom, they don't have to leave. So it encourages people to stay longer and hopefully spend more too. Another main thing you want to look for is there an entrance fee for your customers to even get into the venue? And if there is an entrance fee, what do they get for the entrance fee? Some venues that have entrance fees will offer swag bags for the first, let's say 50 customers that have a bunch of, we'll call it, sample products from a lot of the businesses in the venue. Sometimes with the entrance fee, there'll be a lot of vendors inside the venue that offer a lot of free samples. So that also kind of goes with the entrance fee. There's something there for them. If there's an entrance fee and there is nothing really offered for the customers, it's just to get into the venue to spend money, in my personal opinion, it's usually not the best market to attend. You have to have your customers spend some money just to get into the venue to then come spend money at your booth or your small business. It's counterproductive for what you're trying to do, as you prefer to find a venue that didn't have an admission fee, so that, let's say, $5 can go to your business or to someone else's business. Some bigger events, there will be admission fees, so you want to know, is there tickets to enter these events? Some of the bigger events, when you're attending as a vendor, they'll offer you a bunch of free tickets that you can give to your friends and family, so that makes it a bit more worth it. You can even give to some of your customers that you know want to come see you at these bigger events. Then those are more on the lines of worth it. At these bigger events too, a lot of the times there's a lot of samples, there's a free giveaway bags, giveaways to enter, a lot going on for the admission fee. Timing. Timing is of course key with markets. I enjoy going to farmers markets, and of course that's during the summertime. So during the summertime, you want to know what's really good for farmers markets and some of these bigger food events that we also like to go to. In our area, there'll be ones called Rib Fest and food truck frenzies and stuff like that, where there's a lot of food vendors and big food trucks, but they also take on local small businesses. I love to go to those and set up there because it draws in a huge crowd at these events, a lot of local people too. And when you permanently start setting up at these, people recognize you. They start to see you from event to event, and you get your repeat customers coming in nicely. Of course, during October season, there's a lot of nice Halloween events that you can go to. And then coming up into Christmas time, there's tons of great Christmas events at your town, local cities, and of course, a lot of local other markets will all be running around the same time. So December is a great time, and summertime has some great options too. With leading into that, because let's say with Christmas time, there's going to be multiple options for you to choose from on the same weekend or same date. You're not going to know which one to pick from. One of the main things I love to look for is kind of the history of the event. Has it been around for a while? Is it well attended before in the years past, or is it its first year running? When it comes to Christmas season and such, I love to do events that have been around for a while, or that are kind of hosted by the city. It doesn't have to be the city you're in, it can be local surrounding cities. With these events that have been around for a while, the customers already know of them. They even already probably know of the date that these events run, and it is attended well over the years. Consistency is key. With some of these newer events, the newer events are a lot harder sometimes to bring people in, as it'll take a lot more marketing, a lot more of the vendors to push it on their socials to try and let customers be aware that this event is going on at this date in this place. So newer events are a lot harder to bring people in, but it doesn't mean that is always the case. Lastly, you would want to check price. The price of events, local events, bigger events, is all over the place. You'll slowly get the hang of what's a normal price and what's a bit too much, or what's a great deal. You'll figure this all out in time, but hopefully here I can help you out and get you there a bit quicker than I could. First thing I like to say is do not be scared to pay a little more for these bigger events. And by bigger events, I usually mean that are hosted by the town, a city, something in a local place to us would be in Toronto, or like I was saying earlier, there's events called Rib Fests that bring in 40 to 60,000 people over the weekend. Those are bigger events that are going to cost a little more, but I've learned over the years, those kind of events are extremely worth it. The amount of people that you see and potential customers, it is very worth it, in my opinion, to go to these bigger events. Even if you're not selling much, the amount of people that are seeing your business name, you, probably talking to you a bit, it's marketing 101. With these events that cost a bit more, what comes with this price usually is a whole bunch of marketing leading up to the event. You have the better vendor spots that are in really nice areas because these events are usually thrown in nice local areas. So your vendor area is usually a 10 by 10 booth that is really, really nice. Also, with the price, when you get better marketing, booth setup or your booth area is a great spot for the price. You also get a huge area for foot traffic. Some events can hold a few hundred people at a time, maybe a few thousand. These bigger events can hold tens of thousands. It is definitely on a different level to some local events. But that being said, you're gonna find some local events that are a little expensive per day or maybe per weekend. Make sure what are you getting for the higher cost. There's some local events around here that cost just as much as these bigger events like a Rib Fest. So when I'm looking into that, I want to know what am I getting for with the more local, smaller venue with the same price. I know that it can hold less people, the marketing is less, and there's going to be a lot of vendors with competition, most likely. With that being said, the bigger events that are hosted by a town or big organizations or food events are one of our more successful events, and you should really be willing to give them a try. What's also great, which instead of being on more the expensive end, what we found is great to go to are local farmers markets that run for 3, 4, 5, 6 months at a time. And they'll run, let's say, every Wednesday from 9 a.m. till 3. These ones are amazing to go to because of the price. Normally it's roughly under $20 a day. These are kind of farmers markets that have been around for years, so the people around these farmers markets know about it and know when it's going on and come. A lot of the people love to come to these farmers markets to load up, of course, on their local fruits and veggies, so they also will do a walk around and check out other local businesses. These farmers markets are great options for you for at a cheaper price point, but then there's something that has been around for a while. They usually have live music, food vendors, and of course the local farmers. It all draws in more and more customers that create a great event for you and your business. It's all local, and they have very solid small businesses set up around you and with you. Having businesses that have been around for a while around you also helps a lot, as they have their own customers that come in, they have their own marketing, they help draw people to these events as well. Lastly, with the farmers markets, they're just a great spot for your customers to find you weekly. So you can actually be at a spot permanently once a week where people just know they can come to you on that day and pick up their items or come talk to you. Whatever they need, they now have a permanent spot without you having to have a store. In-person markets are great for your business. You're able to be one-on-one with the customer, talk about your product, show them, sample, let them maybe taste or try a product. They end up getting to see your passion and your love for what you do. And of course, when starting out, just go to as many markets as you feel comfortable with going to. Right now, I do a lot of markets. It's probably in between 60 to 80 markets a year, this year especially. Eventually, a lot of you will be there too, going to tons of different markets that you have figured out that are best for you and your business. Even now, after 4 years of running my business, I'll still end up at some markets that aren't the best for my business. It's all learning. You take it as a learning curve. You still meet local businesses and vendors, which is a great way to kind of connect and market with each other. Definitely still ask my local small businesses. When I'm at events, we all talk with each other and try and see which one would be a good one to go to. In return, I'm also being asked at markets if they know which market I know would be a good one to attend to, and I'm always trying to give some advice, and in return I'm getting it too. Local vendors or small businesses are a great tool to use to try and figure out what market would be best for you to go to, especially if it's your first market you're attending. With all that, hopefully there's some little tips in there that you can use to your advantage to try and help you get to your first market or get to some better markets for your business. There's also going to be a lot more that you can look for, but those are kind of the little points that I like to use right now to help me and my business get to a better market for us. Remember, there's a lot of them out there to choose from. Don't feel bad when you go to one that isn't well attended. Some of the best markets out there can have bad weekends or bad days, I should say. That's completely normal. Don't feel too discouraged. You should keep on going. Business is not a constant up. It's like a wave. There's going to be good times and bad times. But I'm just hoping that this video can help some of you attend a great market in your local area, help you find them, or help you kind of figure out how to choose which one would be best for you and your business. I'm Jacob. I'm the owner of The Hemp Spot. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment if you have any questions, and of course, please subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you all so much, and remember, stay hempy.